Okay, so I'm about to tell you about a literal magic technology that is based on ancient technology, which this guy has sat in silence about for over 7 years. And now he's talking about it. For all you who know about alchemy, the alchemical gold, the vessel, who you watch the Dan Brown movies, the Da Vinci Code, and you know how Mary Magdalene is the vessel. The substance I'm about to talk about, that this guy talks about, is the alchemical transmuter. It is what the ancients have been talking about for hundreds of years in secrecy without stating the name of what this substance is. And now we're going to talk about it. And I am 99.9% confident that this is the wave of the future and will change our entire lives. Okay. First things first, the reason Randall Carlson sat on this knowledge for 7 years is because one, they wanted to make patents for it and asked him kindly not to talk about this. And two, what I'm about to tell you could literally revolutionize not only the environmental space, but the space, the healthcare space, and what I think actually is the psychology space, which I'll talk about another time. From the beginning, the Pentagon has access, and I'm talking what Randall said. The Pentagon has access to ancient technologies. Secret, they study these because they want to know, just like I. Do these sacred geometry ratios mean anything? What do these tablets mean? What do these pictures mean? Clearly things were flying back then. Sumerians were wearing like magical wristwatches and had magical pocketbooks. They were clearly using some type of ancient technology. Okay, we're gonna get right into it. So here is what it is, or what it uses. My favorite subject, go watch my plasma intelligence playlist, plasma, the fourth state of matter. So there's some very interesting key facts about plasma I need to discuss first, so you understand how this ancient, now future technology works. Plasma is the energy or the force that these ancients harnessed to float things, to create things, to transmute things. Alchemy. Think of sounding like a conspiracy theory. The government has known about plasma for a long time. They used to call it radiant matter or ether. It is very much a part of our universe. It makes over 99.9% of our universe, but it's the littlest known subject in science and none of us really learn about it. Why? Because the government is still trying to understand plasma. They've not even been able to solve the issues within plasma, like turbulence. It's a mysterious thing. I'm sure they want to figure it out before our little creative brains get a hold of it, but guess what? I have. Now, there's 4 states of matter. Plasma is the 4th. Plasma is the aurora borealis, it's the sun, it is neon signs. Plasma is different than the other 3 states of matter where it is broken free from bonds. These are the bonds that hold together solid, liquid, and gas. Electrons and neutrons become disassociated in plasmas. We get a vibrance, such as the neon sign or the aurora borealis. This vibrance can start to be shaped by what we call magnetic fields. The electromagnetic field is within the plasma field. Under the right conditions, plasma can self-organize like an intelligent species, like humans, like birds you see flying the magnetic things. It's an intelligence, much like it can form its own DNA in complex dusty plasmas, or its DNA-alike. You can look up the Kordaluski clouds. They were intelligent clouds, intelligent plasma clouds found above Earth, between the Earth and the Moon. Anyway, plasma is intelligent, basically. It's something we can harness. Plasma organizes in very interesting structures, usually in toroidal shapes, which in ancient times is shown by the Eye of Horus, the infinity symbol, and many others, the flower of life. So the technology that I'm going to talk about harnesses this plasma, just like they did in the ancient times, they say, to make the pyramids. And with the harnessing of this plasma, they can transmute things and save the environment. But just so we know, a little side note, we can also start to harness it with our intentions in mind if we know what we're doing, which is basically called magic, which is not what this video is about, but that's what my book will be about. You can sign up on the link in my bio for an email when my book comes out, which is all about plasma intelligence. And clearly, I'm onto something. But I'll be talking about it from a psychology and mythology perspective, not really from the science perspective. So we've established plasma, the 4th state of matter, organizes organizes in response to frequency and vibration into what we would call sacred geometry patterns. Basically, Randall says using ancient technology or ancient mythology with sacred geometrical patterns like the number 432, the golden ratio, they take these numbers and apply it to plasma to harness it to change the world, which we're going to talk about the specific technology that Randall's finally talking about. The way Randall describes how they harness plasma is picture a sphere with a north and south pole. I would say picture this in my perspective as potential. You pinch the north and south pole together and you get a torus, which is basically caused by a vortices, which is literally how the universe and everything in it is created, by the way, even humans, because we have this around us. This is literally the magic of creation. In the middle of the torus, this electron or ion stream starts spiraling. It increases in rotation as they both spiral to the middle, clockwise in the northern and counterclockwise in the southern. And he says when these meet in the equatorial plane in the middle, something almost supernatural happens. I would argue this is the same thing as our soul, our solar plexus, once again, creation. Almost like where like consciousness, plasma, and the self all meet to create whatever the heck, where we can transmute, create, etc. Okay, so basically, this inventor named Malcolm Bendle called Randall Carlson one day and said, hey, I have a secret ancient plasma technology that can lift things, transmute things, whatever. He worked on it for the last 7 years. It was based on natural frequencies and sacred geometry. There's so many cool things. He drew it up. He made it open source online because he thought people were trying to kill him. So this way, if he was killed off, everyone would have the knowledge. Yes, this is a real story. He even said he got threats about his technology. He based it on toroidal shapes, infinity shapes, the golden ratio, and basing on these things and using certain elements, it worked, he said. But Randall was not sure. He was a skeptic. And this is the same man, Malcolm Bendle, who made what's called a thunderstorm generator. I'm not attesting to the validity of this man. I don't know him. But what I do know is that plasma technology is a real thing. But plasma is unstable. It's hard to prove. Many men like Walter Russell also had these ideas with numbers and sacred geometry. This man, Malcolm Bendle, talks about his plasma technology, how it's going to change the environment in the world. Corporations like Mazda sign a non-disclosure with him because they want to know about it because it has to do with cleaning things and transmuting pollution. This is more of his open source stuff about it. I guess you could look it up. So the technology, finally I'm at it. It involves creating and harnessing plasmas for energy. He discusses the credibility of the technology, and it significantly reduces carbon emissions. I personally witnessed this machine transmute carbon monoxide back into oxygen, and it cleansed the air. This type of plasmoid generator, they tested the validity of it with spectrometer, multiple other things, and found that oxygen grew as the other harmful things dissipated and transmuted. That's the most important part. It transmuted. Revolutionize how we manage environmental challenges. It is literally a system that cleans the air, conserves itself, and adapts across various applications. It is revolutionary. Basically, the high temperatures in plasma, they think allow for this transmutation. Listen, this is my conclusion. Plasma is the transmuter. It creates the alchemical gold. I believe it reveals what the chalice is, the holy vessel. It is Mary Magdalene. It's the archetype of Inanna, the Sumerian goddess. I have a video about how Inanna literally is plasma. Like, she is the goddess that represents plasma, and so is Mary Magdalene. We harness plasma to transmute not only chemicals or elements, but we can harness it to transmute the world and ourselves to be better people and evolved people. We are just at the forefront of this. They're just talking about it in science. I, in my new book, talk about it in psychology. Because what matters more to me than this is transmuting ourselves for the better. Transmuting our consciousness, our heart, our soul, love, our senses, becoming more magical, or really just more human by evolving our senses using plasma, which I'll talk all about in my book. But this is a great start. I've known about this plasma for a while. A lot of you have. This is really cool. Listen, we're getting somewhere. is going to change the world. These discoveries are going to change the world. Mark my words. Goodbye.